Unscripted.
So thanks to some interesting reports and leaks out of some retailers, we have some more information about the PlayStation 5 and just exactly what it's going to be able to accomplish. This is something that I feel that is very cool, and finally we know about this. You could argue that maybe we should have known about this stuff a little bit earlier, but again, these aren't exactly traditional times in terms of everything going on in the world right now. There is a pandemic and stuff still going on, so it is cool that we get this information before launch, so we pretty much know what we're dealing with. Again, I do feel like Sony have done a pretty good job of relaying a lot of the information and messages that we've been wanting to know about for a while now, and so this is something that probably, who knows if a ton of people were wondering, but I certainly was curious about this, and now not only do we have information about it, but we have further information about another piece of the puzzle of the PlayStation 5, thanks to the teardown that kind of came out that nobody knew about, and it sounds like it's going to give PlayStation 5 a pretty significant advantage over the Xbox Series X in a big way in one specific case. So let's get into it. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel. It means a lot to me personally. Simple like, all I ask from everybody if you get the chance to, so that would be awesome. Shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, everybody in between. You are fantastic people. So I kind of wanted to get into this. So anyway, we now know the official solid state drive compatible solid state drives with the PlayStation 5. These are revealed by Samsung. They have lifted the wraps on what could be, it looks like, the very first PS5 compatible solid state drive in the shape of the 980 Pro. This could be the actual first ones actually compatible. It will come in three sizes variations: $89.99 for a 250 gigabyte, $149.99 for a 500 gigabyte, and the 1 terabyte is $229.99. So there's also going to be a 2 terabyte version of this. Is going to be pretty much exactly the price that you'd expect it to be, like $400. But again, this is very, very cool stuff. So you have multiple options that you go out. Some of them, this is the good part about Sony actually having, a thing that third parties can work on, right? So we're going to see more competition and lower prices over time. So even though it does come out for $10 more expensive for the 1 terabyte version of this, people were saying that the 1 terabyte version was going to be $300-400. Those people, I would totally ignore what anybody who thought that would say, to be honest with you. Of course, they were going to be competitively priced, and they'll continue to go down in price just due to the idea of the competition and third parties being able to put these out. The specifications definitely match the PS5, and so this is exactly what you can book down as being the first ones to actually completely support it. Now, there was some other news as well. This I found to be pretty incredible stuff as well. The PS5 solid state drive seemingly has DRAM cache, which offers benefits over the Xbox Series X solid state drive. Sony's recent PlayStation 5 teardown has revealed a lot of hidden details about the upcoming next generation home console, including what appears to be an advantage over the Xbox Series X in regards to the solid state drive. Specifically, it seems that the PS5 solid state drive features a DRAM cache, which affords a lot of benefits for the console. So outlined by a specific person, which I'm going to link this in the description and you can check it out, the DRAM cache supports a number of handy features, including faster read and write speeds, and is often used in high quality solid state drives for PC. The Xbox Series X solid state drive, on the other hand, lacks a DRAM cache, while cheaper PC solid state drives also do not support the feature. So it appears, according to this, that the solid state drive has a DRAM cache. This has many benefits, such as faster read and write speeds, for example, plus more, and used in frequently high-end PC solid-state drives. So this is really good news. The PS5 solid-state drive is one of the major advantages, clearly, going into next generation over its predecessor, over the Xbox Series X as well, offering super fast load times and a ton of ample storage for games and media alike. Clearly, this is a good thing that a lot of people are going to be extremely excited about as well. So again, like for a lot of you, you probably don't realize this, but for me personally, I've had quite a bit of of bad luck lately in terms of my PC that kind of got blown up, my PS4 Pro, thanks to a lightning strike. So I got a new PC with the solid state drive with it, and my old PC, as you guys know, it wasn't like super terrible or anything, but it did take a good amount, between 5 and 7 minutes to boot up. My new one with the solid state drive and everything only takes less than a minute to boot up. I mean, it literally boots up instantly. So if that's what we can expect from solid state drives in next gen hardware, that's something to get really excited about. And I gotta say that it really kind of gets me amped up for what we're going to be seeing down the road. So yeah, I'm very excited and very happy to sort of talk about that, and just what a change it's been for me personally. Also, given into the fact that we also saw the Samsung solid state drives, Western Digital has also unveiled its first PlayStation 5 compatible solid state drives. They've announced that they have next generation solid state drive that include console friendly SN850 again. So this was pretty cool as well. So you have Western Digital, and you have you know, the Samsung ones, which I thought were pretty nifty. That's pretty cool for Sony to have both of those things out. And again, Sony has been pretty much out there talking about this stuff pretty much nonstop since the teardown of the PlayStation 4. So again, having the DRAM cache is going to be something that's much beneficial. I don't get, and I can understand why Sony didn't really talk about the DRAM cache and this kind of stuff, because, you know, unless you're like a super tech person, you probably don't really care about this stuff. And I hate to sort of just bottom line it like that, but that's kind of the truth when it comes to this kind of stuff. You know, if you're not really into it, then having people explain to you about tech and, you know, why this is cool, or why this is, you know, something that's going to work out well for everybody, or, you know, be beneficial as a PlayStation 5 owner, you know, that's just one of those things that people are honestly, they're not going to understand unless they're like really kind of tech savvy. I'm not the most tech savvy person. I learn as I go along, but I can definitely see like a lot of the benefits and stuff like that that are coming from the ability to use stuff like the liquid cooling solution and things like that. And even though a lot of the detractors were talking pretty poorly about liquid cooling in terms of, well, look, we found these videos on the internet where people did it themselves and it caused a catastrophic event with their PC. Well, I mean, that's them doing it themselves, not a company doing it. Sony spent over 2 years optimizing and working on their own version of this, so I think it's going to be fine. Also, people think that Sony didn't think far enough ahead to come up with a solution long term for liquid cooling instead of one that needs to be refreshed every so often. And I think that a lot of people just don't understand that Sony is a hardware company. I don't think they've ever really let anybody down in terms of the ability to you know, have a console that actually functions good. Even if you didn't like the PS3 and you thought it was expensive, and it was, you know, you have to look at it things in terms of how they are, right? I do feel like that, you know, even though the PS3 was expensive, it was still a kind of a marvel in terms of what it offered in terms of the price. So even though it was an expensive console, you did get a lot for the asking price and things like that. So they've never made what I consider to be a bad console. I mean, the PS1 was basic console. Then they came out with the PSX design for the smaller one, which I thought was much more efficient. The PS2 was widely regarded as one of the best looking consoles. They came out with the Slim, again, worked really well. PS3 worked well. Then I thought that the PS3, the second model, was even fancier. Like, I loved that big, bulky, shiny PS3 Model 1. I thought that was awesome. That's the one that I had. It was backwards compatible and stuff. And then when you had the second model, the Slim, that was cool. The third model, not the best. I had one of those, broke pretty quickly. It didn't have any electronic components, unfortunately, so it's prone to kind of breaking and things like that. Then there was also the PS4, which I thought was a very nice looking console. The Slim is a nice console. The Pro, it looks like a couple of those consoles stacked on each other, but it's not a bad looking console by any means. Certainly an efficient console, and all those consoles were efficient. I know that the cell processor was a bit of a hassle for a lot of developers, but Sony knows what they're doing when it comes to this kind of stuff. And to be able to to even procure stuff like this DRAM cache and the solid state drive that's going to be possibly what 2-3 times faster than the Xbox Series X's drive for $10 more, and people want to brag about that. You know, I don't really think that that makes much sense. There was also a lot of flack over a screwdriver. A screwdriver, folks. A screwdriver. I don't understand it, to be honest with you. Like, I love console wars and back and forth, but to harp on a screwdriver is ridiculous. And especially when you have the same Xbox fans out there saying, well, you know what? A screwdriver is so confusing to everybody, but they don't think names like Xbox One X, Xbox Series X, Xbox One S, Xbox Series S, they don't think that's confusing at all. But apparently the ability to use a screwdriver is going to be lost on millions of people across the world, and it's going to really screw people over and all this kind of stuff. So again, it's all just more ridiculousness, and I see that from both sides. I think it's kind of funny, but I just thought that in particular was funny because you have all these Xbox people who are talking about deltas and 12 T-flops and this and that, and you know, this Sabida and a reverse Blue Jay on the backside and all this kind of nonsense, right? This technical mumbo jumbo that they don't even understand themselves, and yet a screwdriver is going to trip people up. Again, if I could give someone a 1,000-yard stare, I would definitely give them a 1,000-yard stare for talking like that, right? Because it's just totally ignorance. Like, if you've ever, like, I don't care if you're a grandma, a grandpa, if you've ever given your kid a battery-powered car or something, you've had to take apart something with a screwdriver because most of them have a battery lock, have a screw lock on them, and you had to put batteries in and take them out. So, yeah, I don't think people are going to be too worried about that. That's what the internet's for as well. There's this little thing called YouTube. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please have a fantastic day. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.